Ballads 1 is the debut album from Joji. Joji has been on the scene for quite a few years now, not under the name Joji though, because he has also played characters such as Filthy Frank, Pink Guy. Feels like Joji as a character has been around for ages though. I feel like this name has been popping up so much in the past year, but he did drop that EP last year, which I thought was a very meh. You know, there wasn't really anything about that EP that stood out to me in a significant way. So, you know, going into Ballads 1, I wasn't really that excited, if I'm being honest. And I think there was a very good reason as to why I shouldn't have been excited, because, yeah, this is pretty bad, isn't it? This is, oof. Wow, this was a painful experience. So Joji dabbles in this like trap, cloud rap sound that's also within the same sphere, if you will, as the emo rap trend right now. He displays all his emotions right in front of him, you know, for everyone to see, which I don't really particularly have an issue with. I have mostly an issue with the way it's presented in a pretty whiny fashion that offers no interesting lyrical arcs or anything like that. The way Joji drawls on in every track is painful to listen to. The production, for the most part, is pretty tepid, honestly. It's like you would find this on SoundCloud. You would find this from any other artist right now. I just don't see what's exciting about the way this music sounds. The issue I think I have with it is the way it comes across as like vibey, and it's conjuring up this atmosphere to sort of make the emotions more potent, I guess, but it just never really comes across as done particularly well. I feel like there's just no reason to delve into every track individually and describe the way they sound, because there really hardly ever is a change up in pace, in structure. And you know what, Joji did a decent feature on that Rich Brian album that came out earlier in the year. I thought he could actually, you know, bounce off some nice, you know, upbeat production, but that really doesn't ever come across on this album, and it ends up just being a drag the whole way through. It's really slow paced, it's sluggish. I just find no enjoyment out of any of these tracks. The opening track tries changing things up with the vocals like halfway through, but it just ends up being this really weird vocal effect, this like awful like muffled actually reminds me of the latest Low album, so you guys know how much I dislike that album, so perhaps whenever it's just ever used, I'm just not fond of it whatsoever. It's not a diss to Low, by the way. I'm not saying that if you like Low, then this Joji album's the same, but that little vocal effect certainly is similar. Slow Dancing in the Dark has a bit more of a dramatic feel to it. Like when it hits the chorus, I feel like he utilizes his vocals in a very different way to what I've heard him do before. It doesn't really produce that much of a great track though, I must say. Feels a bit static with the way it moves. Like I don't really feel like it hits that climax that it's aiming for, but I feel like, you know, if you were going into this album with fresh ears, I feel like you might pick out this one track and see something good from it. But for me, I just didn't really feel like it ever hit that oof. I suppose the production on Conga Over You is a little bit of a change of pace once again for Joji. It's a bit more bright, I suppose, quite fast paced with the beat. I do kind of like the beat. It is produced by Clams Casino, but yeah, his vocals over this one are just buried. Like he's like, I just don't understand what he's going for with so many of these tracks. Like, where are the melodies, dude? Like, please just try fixing up some melody to make my ears find something, but there just never is. Vocals are either completely like dead and pulseless, or they're just buried and you can't even understand what he's saying. Like, I just don't understand what the appeal is here. Like, is it the vibe or whatever? I don't know. I'm just finding very little to take away from this album, like at all. No Fun might be my least favorite track here. I haven't decided yet because I could pick out so many that are just not good. But this one attempts for that relatable teen crap that is just so, like all my friends are no fun. Oh, the beat to this one, just, the way he attempts falsetto on the track Come Through, mate, there needs to be someone telling him no. Like, there just needs to be someone there saying, just record your voice again and don't do that, please. Like that, just take another take. Even the half decent-ish beats on here, like on tracks like Test Drive, I just don't see what he's offering to this sound, this trap sound. You can find this anywhere. There's nothing he's giving that makes it any more exhilarating at all. There's just barely anything to take away here. Like, I just find almost every moment of this album either generic or grating to my ears because of how bad he sings. He really isn't a good singer. Like, there's just no moments on this album where I feel like he impresses me as a vocalist, and I just think that's something that's lacking in this style of music. You know, artists like Juice WRLD, they don't really have particularly good voices. This shouldn't be how R&B sounds. I feel like R&B needs a strong vocalist that can have a presence on the mic while also displaying all the emotions that they have to offer. Take SZA for example, like that is a perfect prime example of how to do it right. It never once sounds fake deep or for deep, but everything Joji does just comes across to me as that. I feel like he's always like playing to a role as opposed to actually giving us something that feels genuine. Jumping on trendy sounds to sort of like tap into that crowd that will vibe to this kind of thing while also not really offering anything new or refreshing to the table. Like, there's just nothing here. I'm gonna go 3 out of 10. I think there's just nothing here redeemable. Actually, I think there needs to be so much work done in so many areas: the style, the sound, the production, honestly, his vocals, just everything needs fixing up. Like, it's just not there at all. Just not competent. And you know, if you do like this though, do let me know and tell me what I'm missing out on. But if you don't like it, tell me why. Let me know your thoughts as always. Subscribe as well if you haven't already. Have a good day.